welcome to The Explainer. It feels like the skies are getting, well, a lot more crowded these days, and I'm not just talking about airplanes. Today, we're going to dig into the data, the science, and the big government moves behind this incredible surge in UAP sightings. And when I say surge, I mean a massive surge. Get this. In just the first half of 2025, we're talking about over 3,000 reports of, well, unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAPs as they're called now. That's a number so big, you have to stop and ask what's going on. And look, we're not just talking about some blurry lights in the distance, The reports themselves are getting way more specific and honestly kind of bizarre. I mean, just take this jellyfish UAP that was seen over a rock. Translucent, glowing, moving silently. It's a description that it doesn't fit into any box we have. So yeah, this explosion in sightings, especially when it's coming from credible witnesses, has totally shifted the conversation. This isn't just for sci-fi fans anymore. It's landed smack in the middle of national security debates and serious scientific research. So the big question is, what is going on in our skies? Okay, let's really get into it. All right, first up, let's talk numbers. Because really, the data by itself tells you just how fast this whole thing is blowing up. Yeah, take a look at that. The number of reports more than doubled in a single year. That's huge. So why the massive jump all of a sudden? Well, it really boils down to two things. First, we have way better technology now. Better sensors on jets, on the ground, even in your pocket. And second, and this is crucial, the stigma, it's finally starting to fade. People aren't as afraid to report what they see anymore. But it's not just that there are more sightings. Something deeper is going on. There's been this fundamental shift in how we even talk about the whole thing. And this really shows you what I mean. Just changing the language from UFO to UAP, from unidentified flying object to unidentified anomalous phenomena, was a total game changer. UFO comes with, all this baggage from pop culture, but UAP, that's a term from the Department of Defense. It's serious. It allowed pilots and scientists to talk about this as a real data and safety issue, not some sci-fi joke. And really, that's the bottom line. For an aerospace engineer like Ian Boyd, this isn't about little green men. It's much more practical. If there's something in the air that's interfering with flights, that's a problem. Full stop. It's a straight-up aviation safety issue. Okay, so the stigma is fading and everyone agrees it's a safety issue. So who's actually digging through these thousands and thousands of reports? Well, let's take a look at how the whole investigation process is coming together. It's basically this powerful three-part approach. First, you've got the government, right? The Pentagon's AARO office is the official clearinghouse for all the military reports. Then you have the public reporting side of things, with groups that have been collecting sightings for decades. And now, the really new piece of the puzzle, top-tier academic research from places like Harvard is jumping in with some serious scientific muscle. And that academic part is super exciting. Take Harvard's Galileo project. This is a huge deal. For the first time, you have a major university building dedicated observatories just for this. Their whole goal is to capture high-quality, scientifically verifiable data. They're not just relying on eyewitness accounts anymore. They're pointing powerful cameras and sensors at the sky, ready to analyze whatever shows up. So, with all these new eyes on the sky, from the military to the academics, you know what's happening? Investigators are getting really, really good at spotting the usual suspects. So what are most of these UAPs anyway? Well, the truth is, most of them have surprisingly normal, down-to-earth explanations. I mean, look at this list. It's amazing how many everyday things can be mistaken for something extraordinary. You've got satellites, advanced drones, weather balloons, even weird clouds or a bright planet like Venus can trick you. And yeah, sometimes it's literally just a plastic bag floating in the wind. Probably one of the biggest culprits these days, Starlink. With thousands of new internet satellites going up, a fresh launch can look like this weird, perfect string of lights moving silently across the sky. It's easy to see why that would baffle people. And sometimes you get these really spectacular things, like this spooky-looking spiral that showed up over Canada. You might think, whoa, is that a portal to another dimension? But nope, it was just unspent fuel vapor from a SpaceX rocket lit up by the sun. Pretty amazing to look at, but totally explainable. Okay, so we filter out all the satellites, all the drones, the clouds, the rocket fuel, but after all of that is gone, you're still left with something. And that something is the really fascinating part.
This is where it gets really interesting. According to the Pentagon's own UAP office, ARO, after they've gone through all their cases, about 15% remain officially unexplained. And we're not talking about shaky cell phone videos here. These are the high-quality cases, often for military pilots, that defy every normal explanation we have. They're the ones that leave the experts scratching their head. And this is really the key takeaway from all of this. The goal of modern UAP science isn't to go out and prove aliens exist. The focus has completely shifted. It's now all about disciplined, rigorous science, collecting good data to figure out what these genuine anomalies actually are. And all this science is happening at the same time the government is getting more transparent than ever before. We've seen a dedicated Pentagon office, the first open congressional hearings on this in over 50 years, and even directives to release old government files. The whole field is moving forward at an incredible speed. So is science finally fully engaged? It leaves you wondering, what's going to be the first true anomaly we finally identify? Because at the end of the day, this whole search isn't just about finding UFOs anymore. It's about exploring the very edge of what we know and pushing into the unknown to figure out what we don't yet understand.